Okay, so this is how to make Diane's pizza dough for Flatbread Heaven. We're going to add 2 tablespoons of olive oil to the dough to give it that nice Italian bread consistency. Alright, so it's recommended to use bread flour because it tends to give it a crispier dough. And I'm going to put 3 cups of bread flour into a food processor. And after I add the bread flour, I'm going to add 1 cup of whole wheat flour. Personally, I like whole wheat flour because it gives a little more structure to the dough. Plus, it's not processed. After the whole wheat flour, you're going to add the yeast. So you're actually putting the yeast into the food processor, and I'm going to add 2 1/4 teaspoons of yeast. I usually keep my yeast in the freezer because it keeps the yeast longer, and I don't always use yeast every day. Then lastly, I add 1 1/2 teaspoons of table salt. Originally I said 1 1/2 tablespoons, and that was incorrect. Or kosher salt. After that, you're going to put the lid on your food processor and pulse it until it's mixed really well. And after the flour's mixed real good, you're going to take your oil and water mixture and you're going to add it to your food processor. And then I stop it for about 5 minutes just to let the dough autolyze, or to break up and also absorb the oil and the water. Alright, after the dough is rested for about 5 minutes, I usually turn the food processor on for about 2 minutes. While this is resting, I'm going to add some olive oil to the bowl. And I'm just going to smear it around so that I can get it spread for the dough not to stick to the bowl. Now today's a warm day, so I'm not going to use the oven to preheat and store the dough in. I'm just going to leave it out on the counter. If you want to make this recipe in the winter time, I recommend you put the oven on for 10 minutes at 200 and then shut it off, and then you can put your dough in there. Using the food processor to knead the dough, I'm going to take it out and I'm going to pour it into the bowl. Now, you could knead this on the table some more, but I'm a lazy cook, so I'm not going to bother. I just put it directly into the bowl. And then I'm going to take this and wrap it with plastic wrap and let it rest for about an hour. Usually while I'm waiting for pizza to rise, I usually make my sauce. And tomato sauce isn't that difficult. Actually, all you need is a little bit of olive oil. A can of crushed tomatoes is usually a good idea, and this one just happens to have basil. And then a little bit of garlic.
Mom, are we having pizza for dinner today?
What do you think? So I just, once the oil is hot enough, I mince garlic and I let it cook just for, I don't know, about 20-30 seconds, just to get rid of the garlic smell. You don't want it to taste like raw garlic in your sauce. And once you've cooked the garlic through, you can go ahead and add your tomato sauce. So just turn the burner down to about medium and wait till it starts to simmer. Once you see bubbles coming through the sauce, it's probably time to turn it down to low. And I usually let it go for about 15-20 minutes just to cook the tomatoes. After letting the dough rise for about an hour, it's good to rest it for 15 minutes just so it makes the dough easier to roll out. So I'm putting on a flour-covered counter And I usually portion it into 4, maybe 6 circles. I'm going to do them smaller today because I'm grilling. But just get each portion into a ball, and then you're going to just let it rest on the counter for about 15 minutes. There we go. Alright, while the dough is resting, it's a good time to start the grill. This is Mike's grill. So I'm going to let this preheat for about 15 minutes while the dough is resting. After letting the dough rest about 15 minutes, you can roll out the pizza with a rolling pin and flour. Now, since I'm doing the grill with my pizza, using the grill with my pizza, I'm making them smaller. And once I've gotten them as flat as possible, because you want crispy dough with the grill, I'm going to just take these and place them on parchment paper. And eventually I'll put pizza sauce and cheese and toppings on. Okay, after preheating the grill for about 15 minutes, it's good to clean it off. Turn the heat down from high to about medium. And then add cooking oil to the grates with tongs. Okay, once the grill has been oiled, put down your pizza. I can still go. And you have to work quickly. And then close the grill grate. I would check after a couple minutes to make sure it's puffed and it's not burnt.
Yeah.
Okay, so after a couple minutes you should start to see some grill marks, and it should be bubbly. If that's the case, take the pizza off, and you're going to add your toppings to the cook side of the...
And now, to top the pizzas, our assistant cook, Timothy, has been making us our tomato sauce, which we will put onto the pizza. You only want a little on the pizza. If you get too much, it's too saucy and everything above it doesn't melt, especially on the grill. Because unlike an oven, the heat from the grill is mainly coming from below as opposed to from the top. So that's about the right amount. Now we'll get some sausage.
When you take a picture.
A few pieces of sausage.
I love sauces.
Yes.
Can you take the picture of the, after you take a picture of me?
Tim, she's taking a picture of you right now.
Timmy, I'm making a video. We need
See
to cut
that?
this off.
We're live.
He's gonna laugh. Good one, Timmy.
Okay, and we are almost done with the sausage. Now, some cheese.
Just wait a second.
Oh, wait, Tim. Hold on, you gotta wait for us to finish pizza first. Okay, and I'll layer cheese on top of everything.
Yes.
Again,
yes,
not a whole lot of cheese because it won't melt as easily on the grill. So maybe a little more than that.
Hey, Mom. After my wooden spoon, my teacher.
And last but not least, just a little light sprinkling of chopped basil.
And you can't see my pocket. Way down.
And they're ready to go
After
back.
the pizzas have been dressed with the toppings, you put it on the grill. The grill is still at medium temperature. And the idea is you're cooking the bottom and you're melting the cheese on the top. And I would let these go about 5 minutes. Check it at 2 minutes just to make sure that your grill's not too hot. And it should be grill marks on the bottom of the pizza, and cheese should be melted all over the
How
topping.
the pizza was. Timmy, how was the pizza?
Delicious.
How do you think Ben will like the pizza?
Good.
I think he'll love it.
You love it.